It's been almost 3 years since the first HDZero goggles come out, which in this time they have become the standard in drone racing. But they have also gathered some problems that stop some pilots from buying them, or make current owners unhappy. Today HDZero released an update, Goggles 2, built-in analog, Wi-Fi, new optical module, and a shell that doesn't crack. Sounds good, right? Should you replace your old goggles? Or which model should you choose if you are new to HDZero? Let's take a closer look. The unboxing format feels useless to me, but I still want to compare what comes in the box with the previous version. The first big difference is a new hard case, but we'll look at it a bit later. Everything else is the same, 2 kinds of face pods, a power cable, a VTX cable and a head strap. On the outside, the goggles look almost the same. The color of control parts is a bit different and the optical module was redesigned. The first change you see is the focus wheels. They already had click steps before, but the clicks are now stronger and more precise. Actually, I never had trouble with this, but some pilots said that the focus often moved when they carried the goggles in a backpack. The focus range is wider too, and now you can add extra diopter lens on top of the built-in ones. And that's great, because I know some people who bought the Box Pro instead of the goggles just because the old focus range was too small. The new optical module is now protected from dust. Many pilots talked about this problem because cleaning the lens isn't easy. Here are our V1 goggles, less than a year old, and used very carefully, but you can already see dust on the lenses. Now this problem is gone, the module is protected. Because of this, the shape of the case inside has also changed. So, the parts are incompatible. You cannot just buy a red shell for the first version of the goggles. Yes, that's right. The goggles are now available in 2 colors, white and red. So yes, you cannot install the red shell on the V1 goggles. It's a bit sad, because many of us wanted to swap only the shell to fix the cracking problem. Remember, a lot of late bench V1 goggles started to crack near the strap mount. At our last training I checked every pilot's goggles, and all of them had cracks there. It seems the HDZero has solved this issue now, but I can't really test that, only time will tell. The product description also says the picture edges are much sharper. I don't want to comment on that yet, because it's subjective. We will test it later with different people. One of the biggest upgrades everyone was waiting for is the built-in analog receiver. It works just like in the Box Pro, only the top left antenna is active. A Wi-Fi module for streaming your flights is also inside. The slot for an external analog module is still there, so you can add another receiver if you want. Then you can choose which receiver to use, built-in or external. They rebuilt the optical module and added an analog receiver. So how much heavier is it now? 5 grams? I don't know how they managed that, but it's really great. A few words about the case. The idea of keeping the goggles in something like a GoPro case isn't new, and the new case looks a lot like one. But this case is bigger than a GoPro case, so you can store the goggles with patch antennas already attached. You still cannot fit the goggles inside if the external analog module is installed. But do we even need that module now? Let's find out. Unpacking is a bit boring. Let's test them in action. And today we are on our track and we have 2 drones for testing. The first one is one of my racing drones. We will not compare the HDZero module itself, because it uses the same chip and nothing has changed there. I will use it only to show how Wi-Fi and the LRS backpack work. The second drone you already know, it's a small long-range analog quad that I keep only for testing. It has a tiny stubby antenna. We will watch the signal on 3 setups. The new goggles 2 with a luminous stubby antenna, a TBS Fusion module with its 2 stubby antennas, the Box Pro Plus with its stock antennas. The analog receiver in the goggles worked the same as the one built into the Box Pro, so we can again see how much the antennas affect the picture and whether the diversity in the Fusion really beats the single antenna HDZero module. You can see that the VTX power is set to maximum. During my trials I tried different power levels, but all the receivers behaved the same against each other, so I kept on this test. The main goal is to check how much the two receivers in the Fusion help. HDZero is made mainly for racing, so that time I didn't make a long-range test like I did with the Box Pro. We will fly just a short distance, but most tests will be done while hiding behind metal obstacles and containers. You can see that the Fusion does the job a little better here, but it's not critical. When we try to fly a bit further, the built-in module instead works a little better. Maybe this is because of where the antennas are on the goggles, but I would not give it much importance, the differences are small. The track is another metal obstacles that is good for testing. I sped up this part so I don't waste your time. But if you are interested in how the analog module works, pause the video here and compare the signal quality at different moments. The final test is long metal fence, a huge barrier, and I don't know why, but here the built-in module is clearly better. Watch this test yourself and decide how well the module works. I don't see a big difference. Sometimes the picture is a bit better on the built-in module, sometimes on the external Fusion. Whichever option you decide is better, you have to agree, they are very close. Okay, and what about Wi-Fi? It was added too, and lets you stream your flight. You can use VLC player. First connect to the Wi-Fi and then open the stream. If you have trouble connecting, try switching off your other internet connections. This usually helps. The stream has a big delay, but it's still good enough for friends without HDZero to see what you see. Many people use the microphone, and it's really handy for leaving quick notes. But the built-in mic picks up the fan noise, so many pilots add an external one. Is it better with the new goggles? This is a microphone test on the goggles version 1. I'm outside, looking into the goggles. The built-in microphone is being used. The fan is on. This is a microphone test on the goggles version 2. I'm outside, looking into the goggles. The built-in microphone is being used. The fan is on. Analog and Wi-Fi are clear. Now, what about the optical module? I carried both goggles with me and let everyone compare the picture on V1 and V2. Because of the lens shape, a blind test was impossible. You can feel which lens it is. So I just asked people to give an honest opinion. They split into about 2 equal groups. The first group first thought there was a small difference, but after a while said the image looked the same.
It is the same goggles as mine. I think I can't describe which one I'm flying if it was a blind test. 16.0. Colors are the same, the brightness is the same, everything is the same.
The second group, including me, noticed a small downgrade. You don't see it while flying, but in the menu, the edges that were sharp before are now a bit blurry. This is a common problem users like me have with DJI goggles, for example. And I always liked that V1 didn't have it, but V2 does. Still, it's only visible in the menu. In flight mode, the blur doesn't touch the picture. Alright, let's wrap it up. If you already own the V1 goggles, I don't think you need to upgrade. The picture in flight feels the same, and the new shell, focus wheels and dust seal are nice, but not game-changing. Keep your money and keep flying. But if you are coming from analog and want to enter the HDZero system, now is the best moment. Goggles 2 add a built-in analog receiver, Wi-Fi streaming and a hard case, all out of the box. Yes, the price went up by about $50. But remember, buying an external analog module for V1 would have cost you even more. With Goggles 2 you pay once and get everything you need. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe, and see you on the track.